Okay, so here's the funny story about being gang stalked and trapped in pretty much every place I try to travel. This is so fucked up. Like everything from the planes to the trains. Like I have been stalked, I have been harassed, and there has been a gigantic, ginormous, ridiculously retarded effort to fucking poison me. So, and if this is happening to me, targeted individuals, that's been happening since the beginning of whenever. Hold on. Fuck these trains. I'm tired of these goddamn trains. Stupid fucking trains. So anyways, from the plane rides that I've taken, having my coffee poisoned on the fucking planes by the stewardess and the flight attendants or whatever the fuck you call them, having my luggage gone through, my checked luggage, having my bags that I bring on my carry-on sprayed, my luggage gone through, and being gaslit, having certain items taken out, and having everything being sprayed, to the trains where the trains are delayed and people are poisoning the stations and the cars that I'm riding in. Um, they're having people get on the fucking trains to fucking fuck with my bags and stuff like that. I can't even travel in silence. Like, this is ridiculous. This is a huge organized crime network. It's about trafficking. It's about theft. It's about murder. It's about cults and covens and their weird ass witchcraft and spell work and them wanting to sacrifice people. This is what human trafficking, this is what trafficking is about. It's actually a deeply embedded part of their system. The entire system itself, from the governments to the fucking cops to um, the agencies to the companies that make up this entire system, are based on organized crime. They all network and work together. And if you have some kind of specific target on your back, they all network together to fuck you up and take you out. And for me, specifically, it's because I am the adopted child of a cult coven society of people that are tied to like the industry, the entertainment industry. Um, and otherwise, I don't know my real father, but he's got some ties to that. And he sold me off a long time ago. My mother was murdered brutally as a sacrifice. And I was sold off as some kind of sacrificial lamb. Um, Also, my mother, she's an indigenous being. My family are original indigenous beings to this country and this land. Whether people want to talk about that or not, I don't care. Because if that wasn't the case, people wouldn't be trying to take me out. If you saw me walking down the street, you would see that I'm just a normal person. You know what I mean? I'm a regular person. I don't give a fuck about a lot of material things. I'm a loving, caring being. And for all of this to be happening to me, it just says that something exceptional is behind it. Um, I'm also awake and aware of what's happening to me. So, and these people are in serious legal trouble. There's been exposure to the fact that they've killed my mother. They took her assets. I was her baby. She was, my grandmother. My family had, wealth and assets behind them, and a group and a network of people backed by my father, who is a cult coven son of a bitch, um, organized all of this. Um, there's a lot of people involved, a lot of fucking people. Like, it's the whole fucking system, government agencies and everything. And the reason why I say that is because how in the fuck, from planes to trains, automobiles, and everything, cars that I've rented, I've had my whole life dismantled, lost my job, because I was gang stalked and harassed there. These people bribed the dealership, which was Nissan, where I took my vehicle on a regular to get service, to poison my vehicle. Nobody will help me. The cops won't help me. Hell, I even tried to call shelters today to try to manage my resources, and so I wouldn't be alone. I could barely get any help there. Now, shelters and all of those things, those systems, those entry points, and those kind of coordinated systems are always shit. But this is just definitely very coordinated. Every hotel, every single fucking hotel I have been to, even the off the beaten path ones, the little ones to the large networked ones, have worked together and orchestrated contaminating my rooms, everything, everywhere that I have been, especially within this has been going, and this has been ramped up and going on for a year. This has been going on since I was a child, let me be clear. Like, after knowing and assessing my symptoms, I realized I have been poisoned. I have been abused as a child. This is a total MK Ultra experiment. I am not the only one. I am not the only targeted individual in this world. In fact, I would say that it's happening to all of us, because the idea is control. But for this to be happening on such a large scale, to the point where they would sit here and poison the air of a fucking train station, poison my rooms. Other people can get sick. You know what I mean? It just shows the level of depravity. Like, this is crazy. This is fucking insane. So I'm sitting at a train station in Flagstaff. They literally have tried to track me everywhere I've gone. For the last year, I've been between California, I've been between Nevada, I've been to Texas, and I'm here in fucking Arizona right now. Just trying to stay moving and stay safe. And everywhere I go, these people are trying to trap me. And it's because a large network of these people have been found out. They're being exposed on a legal basis. My mail has been stolen. I've been displaced. It's the reason why destroying my, home life, my stability, was really important. So I wouldn't receive notifications about what was going on in court, because the thing is for me to show up and verify my identity and who I really am and my actual family would send these people to jail and to hell for the rest of their lives, because this large network of people have been stealing from me, basically. And the reason why they've all ganged up and targeted me is because I'm one of the last living souls in my family. My family is pretty much like gone. So, but the resources and the assets that were going to be left to me remain. So they are really trying to take me out. And why is it such a big network? It's because a long time ago, this was all built. A lot of people with resources and connectivity, jobs and government agencies, members of, like I said, this is cult coven activity. Like trafficking, all of this, organized crime on a large scale. And like I said, my father, I don't know him, but I do know that he has ties to the industry. Wanted my mother gone and wanted me to be sacrificed, basically. And basically because he wanted, what was behind my mother's name. So I'm just now finding all of this out, so I'm not specifying all of the details because I don't know all the details. But I do know the basics of it, because like I said, it's a massive undertaking for them to do all of this. Now, I was just sitting in this train station and I had to move far away from it because they've contaminated the air around it. I changed my itinerary because there's another video that I made where there was some frail ass bitch that got on the train with me. She knew that there was poison on the train by her behavior. She was waking up periodically, let me say that, and shaking her limbs and stuff like that, because she was willing to put up with the poison that was on the train to see what was going to happen to me. And she was surprised when I got off early, because I wasn't willing to sit there because I knew what was happening. I wasn't willing to sit on the train. It was making me really sick. And she was surprised that I got off at her stop. So she's been stalking me around the little city of Flagstaff since I got here. I stepped into a hotel because I was like, I can't, I need to rest. I was sick. She showed up at that hotel, and then all of a sudden I started feeling sick. Whoever she is, she has some kind of connection to this cult coven stuff. And then all of a sudden, so I spent a day here. My hotel was badly contaminated. I was sick, and I almost felt sicker there. In order for me to actually survive being in that room, first of all, I had to keep the windows closed because whatever they're doing, they're sending shit through the ventilation systems, through the windows. There was some nasty shit that was poured outside of my room. Luckily, it rained, so that kind of washed it away, but I also washed it away myself. I've barely been able to shower because everywhere I've gone, the water has been contaminated. So I left the hotel a little. Everywhere I've been, I've left the hotel little notes, little storyboards about what's happening to me. Because, like I said, the karma. Like, are you willing to deal with the karma? You know. Um, but anyways, funny enough, the same lady, she was surprised to get me see me get off in Flagstaff, where she got off. I was supposed to go a couple stops further, but I didn't. Um, and she showed up at that hotel and whatever, and then I didn't see her. But I was contaminated and poisoned there. Luckily, they had a laundry facility, so I was able to do some laundry. I washed my sheets on the bed because those were contaminated. And anyways, I came back today to catch a train again. I actually thought about going to a shelter because, I am so alone and I don't, have anybody. And it was hard for me to even find any kind of help or solstice there. So I just decided to catch a train again. I was like, it's either catch a train. And that's the reason why I didn't want to do that, because I know that these motherfuckers are setting me up. So after having like no real luck there, I just decided to catch a train. I've been waiting at this stupid fucking train station all goddamn day, all goddamn night. And it's so funny because as soon as they opened their doors and I was able to step in and wait in the train station, that fucking bird looking ass white bitch came in. Now, I'm just mentioning listen, I don't discriminate. I don't trust anybody right now. I'm mentioning people's races or whatever and stuff like that because these are the people that are coming after me. And it's been a lot of my own. Let me tell you, as a melanated being, it's been a lot of my own as well. So, but as soon as I sat down, that bitch came running through the door talking about, and it was funny because she said that I heard her talking to the lady at the front. She was talking about she had a ticket for 4 a.m. to go to Albuquerque. She missed that train. But as soon as I showed up, and it was funny because right before that, some kid, I can't talk to anybody, some weird ass kid in the fucking gift shop or whatever came up and talked to me. I didn't mention where I was going, I just told him the state I was going back to. And then some old folks sitting outside the station struck up a conversation with me. And they asked me where, I was going, or they asked me where I was headed to or whatever. I lied about where I was headed to. And funnily enough, like I said, they finally opened the doors to the train station because they don't open until later because it's small here. And lo and behold, like maybe like 10 minutes later, this scrawny ass bitch comes fucking running through the door. And I'm like, okay, she's definitely stalking me. And she's walking around acting like she doesn't see me, but I'm just staring right at her at this point. So anyways, she comes in and I hear her talking to the bitch at the front or whatever because she's in on it too. And she's talking about she had a train ticket to leave at 4 a.m. to Albuquerque. But she missed that, and now all of a sudden she wants to go to. Now all of a sudden she's ironically wanted to go to San Diego, and her stops ironically stopped everywhere that I was supposed to be going on my train journey. I wasn't going to San Diego, but like I said, I lied to the people that I was sitting outside talking to. And it's funny because she came in and wanted to go to those destinations. Mind you, she had already booked a ticket to Albuquerque and missed that. You know what I mean? And that was my original destination, but I jumped off here in Flagstaff, and then she started following me around. So anyways, the train was delayed by several hours and shit. So I just fucked around and changed my itinerary. But before I